The story opens with a young boy sitting alone at a school desk, drenched in sweat. His hands shake around a warm pencil, his eyes empty, defeated. Two boys hover over him, laughing as one waves a sour-smelling carton in front of his face. Ugh, it stinks. And who's gonna care? He's just an orphan. The scene shifts. He's older now, lying in a dim, silent room. Bandages mark his body. His eyes stare blankly at the ceiling, drained of light. I really hate myself. He turns to the side, burying his face into the pillow. Lately, hurting himself has become the only way he knows how to manage his emotions. Whenever I fall asleep, I pray I won't wake up feeling like this again. A phone vibration breaks the silence. 10:35 p.m. time for his night shift. He drags himself up, puts on clothes that barely fit his bruised body, and steps out into another cold, repetitive night. My days were always the same, boring and tedious. Inside the convenience store, his expression is empty, exhausted, until she walks in, a girl with long black hair, pale skin, and a calm, elegant presence. I'd like a pack of e-cigarettes. His hand trembles as he reaches for them, not because of fear, but something unfamiliar, nervousness, when she asks which kind. He stares blankly at the colorful rose. Too many options. That one, the blue one, she says. He moves, hesitates, then adjusts when she gently corrects him. Their eyes meet, brief, but enough to make his heart skip. At the register, their fingers brush. Just a moment, but to him, it's overwhelming. He panics. His hands shake. He drops her card. She kneels quickly to pick it up, apologizing even though she did nothing wrong. He spirals in silence, expecting anger. But she just smiles softly and says, "You must be new here. I come often, but I've never seen you before. Keep up the good work." And then she leaves. His chest feels warm, a feeling he hasn't felt in years. From that night on, she keeps coming back. 1 minute a day, one small conversation, one quiet presence he starts looking forward to. Different outfits, different moods. Always her. One day, she hands him a cold blue can. There is a 1+1 deal. You can have one. He blushes. Thank you. It's the first time I've received something like this. Days pass. He starts waiting for her, checking the entrance, checking the time, checking himself in every reflection. Should I ask for her name today? He instantly panics. No, forget it. The door chimes. But it's not her. It's a drunk man, reeking, loud, aggressive. Get me some soju. Jungwoo tries to stay polite, explaining that customers must bring items to the register. But the man snaps instantly. You punk. Go get it for me. The man throws money at him, literally. Bills and coins scatter across the floor. Outside, he orders Jungwoo to sit with him. Jungwoo pours the man a drink to avoid trouble. But the insults keep coming. You didn't grow up with proper parents, did you? Convenience store trash. Jungwoo freezes. That one cuts deeper than all the rest. The man jabs a bottle into his chest, over and over, until Jungwoo finally grabs his wrist and whispers, "Stop it." The drunk man stumbles back, pretending to be the victim, then runs off into the night. Jungwoo stands there alone, his shoulder bleeding, tears falling uncontrollably. And that's when she appears. She sees the tears on his face and instantly runs away. He feels his heart drop. Of course she saw him like this, at his weakest. She's never coming back. He cleans in silence, the world shrinking round him. I think I might be able, but then, hey, she returns, breathless, flushed, holding a plastic bag filled with medical supplies. I brought these to treat your wounds. She drags him inside the staff room. His shirt comes off, revealing bruises and cuts she didn't expect. Her hands are gentle as she cleans him, her voice soft. The wound is shallow, but if it doesn't close by tomorrow, go to the hospital. For the first time tonight, his gaze softens. She came back for him. Then she asks quietly, "You heard everything, right?" He tries to dismiss it, but then the truth spills out. Raw and trembling, What if everything he said wasn't nonsense? What if I really am pathetic? What if I really am an orphan bastard? His voice breaks. He collapses to his knees, ashamed and overwhelmed. I'm sorry, he whispers, tears falling again. Before they hit the floor, she moves, pulling him into her arms. She holds him tightly, fingers in his hair, whispering, no one has the right to treat you like that. So please, stop crying. For the first time in his life, someone is holding him with genuine warmth. He freezes, unable to move, unable to breathe, overwhelmed by a feeling he's never known. When she finally steps back, she hands him a folded blue shirt. I wasn't sure about the size, but it looked like you needed a new one. He stares at it as if it's the most precious thing in the world. Thank you. She smiles softly and leaves. He clutches the shirt to his chest, a gift, a kindness he never expected to receive. She must be an angel. But she isn't calm either. Just outside her apartment, she leans against the wall, breath shaking, heart racing. She presses a hand over her clothes, overwhelmed by everything that happened. Two separate rooms, two separate lives, both consumed by the same moment, the same warmth, the same connection neither of them can let go of. Back in the staff room, he whispers one more time, thank you, and she trembles in the hallway, her emotions spiraling just as fast as his. For the first time, neither of them is alone anymore. The episode opens with Juhee lying unconscious on the floor, her breathing shallow, her body limp, and somewhere inside that stillness, a memory ignites. She sees herself smiling gently at someone, eyes soft, almost shy, a warmth she hasn't felt in years. But the moment shatters instantly. Suddenly, she's backed against a wall. A man's arms cage her in, trapping her as he leans close and whispers, Juhee. Her eyes tremble, sweat forms on her skin. Then another face appears, distorted, eyes blacked out, voice slicing through the darkness. Disgusting. The word hits like a blade. Juhee gasps awake, heart racing. She blinks, trying to separate dream from reality, then reaches for her phone. 11:30 p.m. 2 hours. I only meant to rest for 10 minutes. She rubs her forehead and forces herself to stand. But the nightmare lingers like a heavy shadow across her chest. Changing clothes, she mutters, I still need to finish my assignment. But her face tells the truth. Fear and exhaustion she can't quite hide. Later, with an empty cigarette pack in hand, she steps into the elevator. Her reflection stares back at her, tired eyes, tight lips. A woman who looks worn out by memories she never asked for. That was already 2 years ago. Why am I still dreaming about this? She crosses her arms against the cold metal wall. I'm sick of this. Her mind drifts to the offer she heard earlier, a group blind date. Should I have said yes? She shakes her head immediately. No, dating is pointless. But beneath the hard shell, a quieter truth rises. She never wanted romance. She wanted stability. Someone gentle, steady, obedient. Someone she could rely on completely. Someone who would simply stay. The elevator door opens. She steps out, leaving her thoughts behind, or trying to. Later that night, she stands inside the Goo convenience store, still slightly shaken. Her voice stays steady. 1 pack of exchange 1 millimeter. Please. The cashier looks up, and she freezes for a moment. It's him, the same young man from before. He hesitates before speaking, as if her presence resets his entire system. Sure, he turns to the shelf, but his hand shakes. Sweat gathers at his temple. Even his breathing changes. The left one, the blue one, she corrects calmly. He flinches and adjusts. And when their hands brush as he passes the pack to her, a shock runs straight through him. His breath catches. His cheeks heat up. The caption in her head says it all. Overly sensitive, even to the slightest touch. Juhee leaves. Outside, she lights a cigarette and exhales slowly. Her eyes narrow with amusement. I thought he was cute, upbeat, and honestly, that's turning me on. A few days later, the store falls silent when she walks in again. He approaches nervously, holding a paper bag with both hands. Excuse me. She turns. Yes. He swallows hard. The t-shirt you lent me before. She forces a polite smile, though the memory of that night warms her cheeks. You didn't have to return it. He panics immediately. No, I caused you so much trouble. I washed it. But if it's not good enough, I'll buy you a new one. Juhee steps closer, tone softening. No, really. Are your injuries okay? He brightens like a light switching on. Yes. He lifts his shirt slightly, revealing the smaller bandage she applied. The doctors said your first aid was amazing. If it wasn't treated right away, it would have gotten really bad. She freezes, surprised by how sincerely he speaks, and by the look in his eyes. Grateful, warm, almost devoted. Thanks to you, he adds quietly. I switch to a smaller bandage. Her breath catches. His ears burn red. Between them rises a quiet tension neither expected. Soft, warm, impossible to ignore. Then she notices his shirt has slipped open more than he realizes. His chest shows clearly. Her thoughts collapse into static. Does he not realize? Is he doing this on purpose? She can't hear a word he's saying over the sound of her own heartbeat. Would it be not okay? He asks nervously. She blinks. Sorry, what did you say? He flusters. I'm sorry. I just meant, thank you, and I'd like to treat you to a meal. He immediately regrets it. She can see it in his face. She'll reject me. Why did I ask? Instead, she answers calmly. Then how about this weekend? I know a good place. He freezes. She smiles. And everything between them shifts. Weekend evening. SAMGYEOPSAL sizzles on the grill. They sit across from each other, the noise of the restaurant fading under the quiet tension between them. Their hands brush, reaching for the same leaf. He jolts back. I'm sorry. I'll grill the meat. His panic almost makes her laugh, but she lets him take over. Is this place okay? He asks. We could have gone somewhere nicer. She smiles. Samji Opsal is the best. He relaxes slightly, still avoiding her eyes, still trembling a little. A big man with the shyness of a scared puppy. Finally, she introduces herself. My name is Juhee. You Juhee. Call me whatever you're comfortable with. He swallows. Then, HM. But the sentence never comes out. Round them, the world keeps going. Sizzling grills, clinking glasses, laughter. But between them, something far quieter is beginning to form. Something neither of them fully understands yet, but both of them feel. Juhee watches him struggle with her name, his voice trembling as he tests different honorifics. As expected, Nim sounds to formal, right? Maybe Juhee Si or Juhee Yang. Inside, he's spiraling. What am I doing? I look ridiculous. This must seem weird. Juhee tries to hide the blush rising in her cheeks, covering her mouth with her hand. Why do I keep getting shaken up around him? This is embarrassing. She finally cuts through the tension. Just call me Juhee Si. He nods too fast, relieved. Okay. But the moment she looks away, his expression tightens. Her words from earlier echo in his mind. How she envied his surname. He fiddles with his fingers, gathering courage. You said you envied my surname, but I think your name actually fits mine really well. And it's pretty. Juhee freezes. The compliment hits deeper than she expects. Why did that affect me so much? I've never envied anything because it was unique. So why him? And then the truth flashes. The reason she's been flustered since the start. A memory she refuses to admit out loud. A fantasy involving Jungwoo, shitless, vulnerable, and a collar in her hand. The thought shakes her so hard she snaps back to reality. Face stiff. Across from her, he tries to speak. That. But Juhee can't even look at him. She leans forward, trying to steady her racing thoughts. Damn, reality just hit me hard. She clears her throat. Do you drink? Cut to the table, several empty soju bottles. He sits slumped, cheeks red, clearly drunk and panicking inside. I'm screwed. Meanwhile, Juhee presses her hand against her face. Frustrated, I keep imagining it, and it's turning me on. Worse, she's already seen his body once. Her gaze drops toward his chest stretching under his thin white t-shirt. What does the skin under that shirt feel like? If only I could, she jolts upright. cheeks burning. She forces a laugh, trying to regain control. Haha, I've completely lost it. I should just go home. Instead, she turns to him with a polite smile. Shall we get going now? She stands a bit too fast, dizzy from emotion, alcohol, and tension. Across the table, he suddenly freezes. Wait, she turns, Why are you? And then she understands. His hand is pressed awkwardly against his thigh. His whole body tense. Sorry. He can't even finish the sentence. Juhee watches him, this massive, gentle man who completely loses control around her. And something inside her softens. She steps closer. He tenses again as she gently takes his wrist. In this state, I don't think you'll get far. She hesitates, her cheeks warm. Do you want to come to my place for now? It's just in front. Cut to the hallway. The door closes behind them. Inside, everything happens fast. A slip, a stumble, and she falls forward. He catches her, but they both land on the floor, tangled together. I'm sorry. I lost my footing. Are you hurt? She isn't. And lying there beneath him, she realizes the truth. I didn't come here because I was lonely. I came because it was him. He tries to speak, but his voice shakes. It's touching down there. She freezes. His face burns red. It hasn't gone down at all. Their eyes meet. A question rises in her voice. Barely a breath. Is this because of me? He nods, unable to hide anything anymore. She leans closer, voice dropping into his soft, dangerous whisper. Do you want to do something naughty with me? He jolts. She cups his face gently. Answer me. His breath trembles. I want to. A small smile curves her lips. Warm, honest, loaded with tension. Then she confesses. Actually, I've been interested in you since the first time I saw you. The moment hangs heavy between them. She lifts his shirt slowly, revealing the body beneath. He stiffens, overwhelmed as she studies him. But then her confidence cracks. It's a little scary, she admits, realizing how fast things are moving. She takes a breath, steadies herself, and shifts the moment into something gentler, guiding him upright. She places him on his knees on the bed, shirt half raised, muscles tense, eyes down, completely obedient. Slower, softer, safer. Juhee moves closer, her fingers brushing lightly against Jungwoo's chest as she lifts his shirt a little higher. The air shifts immediately, thicker, slower. Charged with something he isn't prepared to face, Jungwoo sits on the edge of the bed, legs still loosely tied from their earlier stumble. His breathing uneven, confusion clouds his expression. What is happening right now? Juhee steps between his knees, her expression shy but boldly determined. Her hand drifts toward his waist as if testing how far he let her go. He panics. Instantly, wait, stop. I have a scar on my thigh. Please don't. Just don't take anything off. She pauses, eyes calm, composed. Why? The question hits him harder than her touch. He stammers, face burning. Because it's embarrassing. I don't want you to see it. Instead of stepping back, she offers a soft, understanding smile, layered with a hint of teasing warmth. If you keep hiding every part of yourself from me, that might be a problem. Her voice isn't mocking. It's gentle, dangerously gentle. She leans in, softer now. Look, can you at least endure this much? Her tone is almost apologetic, like she knows how overwhelmed he already is, and yet she still wants to explore this space between them. Jungwoo feels panic rising. I must look disgusting. Everything is exposed. I can't cover myself. Why does she keep looking at me like this? He expects rejection, disgust, something familiar. But when he lifts his eyes, what he finds is something he never imagined. Her cheeks flushed, her breathing slow, almost unsteady. Her gaze focused on him with quiet hunger and emotional weight. Then, a small involuntary sound slips from his throat. He freezes in humiliation. I didn't mean to. That just came out. But Juhee leans closer, whispering, being seen like this, it feels good, doesn't it? He swallows hard. He can't answer. He doesn't need to. Her shy smile widens as she studies him, not with ridicule, but fascinated tenderness. It's more than I expected, she admits softly. I don't think I could cover all of you even if I tried. His whole body reacts to the words alone. Not touch, just her voice, her presence. He whispers before he even realizes. It feels good, and the room seems to tilt around them. Second stretch. He gasps, I think I'm about to. But he cuts himself off, eyes widening at the overwhelming intensity inside him. He pushes himself upright, desperate to understand what he's feeling. Juhee looks up at him, flushed, calm, almost knowing, you can't just lose control without permission, she says. Her voice barely above a breath. He trembles, fighting to steady himself. I think I'm going to. But he forces himself to hold on. Everything in him shakes from the effort. Time becomes slippery. He can't track seconds, only the rising heat, the tight coil in his chest. Juhee watches him, her own breath faltering as tension builds between them. Her lips curve into a faint smile, subtle and devastating. Hey, she whispers, just one word. She blinks, stunned. He panics immediately. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. It happened before I could. But Juhee simply wipes her cheek, still flushed, still calm, more surprised than upset. When their eyes meet again, the room feels different. She isn't looking at a mistake. She isn't looking at something ruined. She's looking at someone who exposed the deepest part of himself. His heartbeat still pounds uncontrollably long after everything ended. He lies on the bed, breath shaky, a strange heaviness sinking into him. Even as his body relaxes, the relief lasts only seconds before anxiety crashes over him again. How do I even look right now? His eyes flick around the room. The fallen tape, the half-open drawer, reminders of how intense things became. Then the embarrassment hits him. My hands and feet were tied. Everything happened while I couldn't move. And right in front of her, a tight knot forms in his chest. Across from him, Juhee shifts slightly, leaning forward. Her expression is calm to calm. And in his spiraling mind, her silence becomes something terrifying. She must find this disgusting. What if she hates me now? He lowers his gaze. Later, the room quiets. He lies there exhausted as she gently undoes the restraints, apologizing again and again. Unable to meet his eyes, 3 days pass. He works the convenience store shifts. But Juhee doesn't appear even once. Her absence burrows into him deeper than he expected. He works construction by day, shutting off the dust, but not the thoughts. At home, he tries to sleep early, but the memory of that night and the silence that followed keep him wide awake. I can't fall asleep. On the 4th night, the worry suffocates him. What if she never comes again? He realizes painfully. He knows almost nothing about her. No contact, no way to find her. Regret hits him hard. His breathing stumbles. He sits up, trying to calm the panic rising in his chest. His eyes fall on an item from that night, and he winces. Am I really going to think about that again? Unable to stay still, he steps outside. He walks aimlessly through the city, letting the heat blur the world around him. How long have I been walking? But one truth doesn't fade. He can't get her out of his mind. Sweat drips down his face. It's hot. Exhausted, he decides to return home, until he sees someone crossing the street up ahead. Long black hair, slim frame. His breath catches. Juhee? Before he can be sure, something else pulls his attention. A car speeding toward the crosswalk. Too fast. Not slowing. His expression snaps into panic. That car. Why isn't it stopping? Juhee turns her head slightly. Unaware, he bolts forward. He reaches her, grabs her, and tackles her out of the way as the car screeches past. Tires burning lines into the road. They hit the ground together. For a moment, the world is silent. Only her white, shocked eyes and his trembling breath remain. They sit up slowly on the asphalt. He manages a broken whisper. Are you okay? She can't answer at first. Her eyes drop to his torn clothes. blood soaking through the fabric on his leg. The two of them sit in the middle of the empty crosswalk, stunned by how close the danger came. Finally, he forces a steady voice. First, let's get you treated. Later, he sits on her couch, shoulders tense. His injured leg throbs. Juhee opens a first aid kit quietly. He explains that the nearby clinics are closed. She'll have to treat him here. She hesitates, then apologizes, saying she knows he probably didn't want to come back to this house. He doesn't understand why she keeps apologizing. But before he can ask, she finally tells him what she needs: for him to remove his pants so she can clean the wound. He freezes, embarrassment flooding him instantly. She laughs awkwardly, calling herself a crazy pervert, saying she understands why he'd be uncomfortable. She reaches for a blanket to help cover him, her expression softening as she glances back. He lowers his gaze. Yes, his fingers tense together. Then, after a moment, he looks up again and whispers, "Thank you." And that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this recap and want to see what happens next, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming parts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading everything, and your support really helps this channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.